A lot of you have been following my channel, and I want to thank you for following my channel and all of those who've joined me on YouTube. I really appreciate you joining me, and thank you so many subscribers. I've just become more active on YouTube. Um, there's a little bit I wanted to share with you about my spiritual journey and how I got onto it. I just wanted to give you a little update on that. Uh, I was never really a spiritual person, frankly speaking, and I got into spirituality by default. And most people do. Nobody is like very religious or spiritual, especially those of us who've had a very modern or a city upbringing. It's difficult for us to. We're away from rituals and traditions. We live a more cosmopolitan life, so we don't necessarily connect to traditions that easily. And my upbringing had been completely out of this country. I lived abroad. My houses were abroad, and my studies and education was abroad. I spent a few years here in India, and after that a lot of time I was not in this country. So always when you start your spiritual journey, it's because you're looking for answers and you're not getting it in your normal day-to-day life. Logic seems to be you know not fixing your problems, and whatever out of the box solutions you're thinking of, they're not working for you. When that happens, that's when you start going on a spiritual journey. You start asking why did this happen to me, why me. So something similar happened to me in my life. I think I've mentioned it. A was an accident that I had. B was I went through a divorce, and then a lot of my life situations were just not adding up, you know and it just didn't make sense. And when I started questioning and I started literally asking the questions, like doors opened up for me, and I started meeting people also who are on a spiritual journey. But like most people who like I said, had a modern upbringing, I was very skeptical. I was like, you know Babajis, Gurujis, are they even real, or are they all, are they fake? Like I said, because we are away from tradition, we're not used to those kind of authorities telling us what's going wrong. So I got introduced to my Guruji in such a weird way. I was actually looking for a nutritionalist, and I went to a dietitian. And while talking to her and telling her about my diet and all my issues, she said everything that you're going through is stress related, first of all. So whatever diet I give you, that may not even work. It may not even work for you. So I was like, yeah, great. That's all I need. The diet won't work now because I'm stressed. Like, oh God. So she says, there's a lady just across the road, and she does these workshops. And 10, 11 years ago, workshops were not the thing. It was like somebody operating out of their house and, teaching something. She says she does Reiki. So why don't you go meet her? I'd never even heard of the term Reiki in my entire life. And I was like, Reiki, like, what's that? She says, forget everything, you just go meet her, And I went and I met her, and she spoke to me about this course, and I was like, oh my God, a course now, just to understand my problems, I need to do a course. I mean, God, I don't have time for this. But she was like, just come, it's for 2 days. But at this point, I was so stressed. I was so worked up, and I was so hysterical. I said, 2 days, it'll take me away from everything, it'll take me away from the mundane stuff, and it'll be good. Maybe she'll talk and I don't have to talk, and I don't have to think, and I'll be fine. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna sign up for this course. And then she looks at some roster or her list of people joining, and she said, oh, I'm sorry, you can't join. I'm like, why? And she was like, no, it's full now, and now it's not possible for you to join. Now I was even more stressed. It's like I found this solution, and suddenly, I can't do it. Like, what the hell? I was even more upset after this conversation. Me that now there's no place. And I said, no, 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 I want to join. And she says, she looked at me, and I think they, all masters and teachers understand auras and things. She says, anyway, I don't think it's for you. And I said, why? She says, you're too full of things. You have too many ideas of your own. It won't be possible for you to absorb anything. And I was like, no, now I was determined I'll do this course. I'm like, no, 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 I have to do this course now. So she was like, okay, fine, let me see. You call me tomorrow, and if I can accommodate you, ठीक है. So next morning I called her frantically. I said, I don't know how. Her name was Tanaz, and I said, Tanaz, I want to do this course anyhow. You put me in. She sorry for the break, but it got cut. So yeah. So basically, she explained the concept of karma, and I began to understand why certain things had happened in my life. Probably it was karma, probably there were lessons for me to learn. Definitely there were lessons for me to learn, and there were certain concepts my soul was completely unaware of. And that's how I got introduced to spirituality. After doing this course, of course, I was completely addicted because I got explanations for the first time in my life. The second thing that, again, I was skeptical about was that she said that we have courses like Reiki and everything, and they're done by our Guruji. And that's when the skeptic in me again came. I was like, Guruji, my God, how will he be? And I said, no, it seems good so far, let's not be a naysayer, and let's go. And I went, and there was this really handsome man, like this beautiful Parsi gentleman. His name was Noshir Engineer, and he looked like Richard Gere. And I was like, this is Guruji? I'm like, I don't know, is this Guruji for real? Or is he just, such an attractive personality that people are going towards him? So, and I never touch anybody's feet, but and I didn't touch his feet, frankly. I was like, no, I don't do that kind of thing. I saw the other people do it. There's no concept of surrender in me at all. And I started going to Guruji, sitting, listening to his lectures, and then I learned Reiki from him and Tanaz. And I can tell you that learning Reiki and understanding these concepts changed me forever. And that's when I started actually believing. And I had read Autobiography of a Yogi in the meantime, and lo and behold, my Guruji followed Mahavatar Babaji. And I was like, oh my God. So it was like a happy coincidence, and from there onwards, I was given different tools by my Guru to imbibe for myself, and that's where my healing started. And that's when I started healing myself, understanding life. There were still many concepts for me that were very difficult for me to fathom, which were very difficult for me to understand. But as I kept on going forwards, small miracles started happening almost every day in my life. And there was communication coming to me from social media, from friends, messages, coincidences which are just too hard to ignore. And that's when I knew that I was on the right path. So I just wanted to share this with you today, like how I started my spiritual journey. And it's now been 11 years on this journey, and I'll be putting up more videos sharing that. In the meantime, if you also want to start your spiritual journey, and you're a baby soul like me, and you want everything handheld, spoon fed to you slowly but surely, you also want to explore, you have a lot of whys, you have a lot of questions that you want answered, then join me on my YouTube channel. Right now I'm keeping it very simple, just explaining a little bit about the chakras, what they do, and I'm putting a little bit of frequency music which helps you tune your chakras. When you're starting out, too much information isn't good. Just a little bit, just enough for us to absorb and start exploring this journey is what's important. So do join my channel. It's by the name of Soma Mangnani. There's a big banner which is written Bloom with Me, so you'll understand that. My Reiki goes under the name of Healing Hands, and all this is under the brand of Soma Philosophia, which is the philosophy of your body. So keep watching. If you like this kind of content, join me, like, subscribe, and you can DM me your questions and write down in your comment section how you started your journey. Thanks.